Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel for a new unboxing and review. Today it's Bo-Katan from Star Wars The Mandalorian. So first, let's talk about the box. This is your usual Star Wars collectible box, which means it's a black box with a promotional picture of a figure there and the Star Wars logo. Since it's a figure from The Mandalorian, you have an orange-brownish colored strip with an additional picture of a figure there and another one on the side. When you remove the first part of the box, you have a beautiful promotional picture there and then the figure. So let's open this and take a look at the accessories. This figure comes with exactly what's needed, plus there is a nice background. It's always appreciated when they provide more than just the basic display base. Speaking of display base, it's a grid base like the one that came with the armor, except this one is painted in grey. It's a good one. On top of that, there is something that makes it even better. It's this guard rail. You can either place it at the back, like this, or at the front, like this. If you place it at the front, you can put the nameplate there, like this. And if you place it at the back, you can put the nameplate at its usual place. However, if you put it there, you have to peel off that white part and stick it. Otherwise, it doesn't stand on its own. So, if you decide to put it there, make sure that you want your guardrail at the back and you won't change your mind afterwards, because otherwise it will be difficult to remove it from there. Personally, I will display my guardrail like this and have a nameplate here, so if I change my mind, I can. As for the stand, it's a dynamic one, so be careful with that. I'll drop a link to my video on how to avoid damaging your figures with dynamic stands in the description down below. This background is a thick piece of cardboard similar to what we got with the armor. It represents a part of the Imperial Gosenti cruiser that Bo-Katan captures in Season 2. If you also get Casco Reeves and Axe Wolves, you will get two other backgrounds of the cruiser. Once completed, that will be a great display. Then she has 7 hands. 2 fist hands. As you can see, it's a newly piece of armor sculpted there, different from what you usually get with other Mandalorians. 2 open hands, two hands to hold the blasters, and 1 hand to hold the comlink. In terms of weapons, she has her 2 Westar 35 blaster pistols. They are beautifully painted with different shades of grey and a little bit of brown on the handle. You can attach to her gauntlets a vibro blade and a wired grappling hook. The hook is an accessory that often comes with Mandalorians. She also has an Imperial comlink. It's an accessory we have already seen before with other figures. Finally, she has thrusters effects that you can attach to her jetpack. By the way, this jetpack doesn't work with a magnet, it's not detachable. Now let's take a look at the figure. Bo-Katan was one of my most anticipated figures of the year, and she is finally here. I'm so happy. A few weeks ago I was like, I feel like we are going to wait until next year to get her, But no, she's here. She is here. And this is a glorious figure. Hot Toys has done a fantastic job at recreating her outfit in figure format. All over the armor there are some battle scratches and weathering, which gives her a veteran look. Now let's take a closer look at this figure. The boots are two separate pieces, which means you have feet articulation. However, the upper part of the boot features a lot of pleather. That's problematic. You need to be careful about this part. Try to leave the feet in a position that is as neutral as possible to avoid damaging the pleather. You also have a bit of pleather on the legs there, and obviously on the belt and the holsters, but where it is, it's not a problem for poses. You can easily put the blasters in the holsters and remove them. They printed the Nighthawk symbol on each shoulder pad, and as you can see on the fabric costume, there is a lot of details. This is the first time we get a Nighthawk helmet from Hot Toys, and as expected, they nailed it. I'm so glad it finally arrived in figure format. Obviously, the antenna can move as usual like this. As for the articulation, she can slightly look up, she can look down and look on each side. Apart from the boots that are made of pleather and the armor parts that are made of plastic, most of the suit is made of fabric, which means you can get great action poses without worrying about damaging your figure over time. You can move the arms like this, like this. The shoulder pads, however, do limit the articulation for the arms, but that's fine, you can still get some great action poses. You can move the arms like this, you can move the hands, you can move the torso a little bit. You can also move the legs like this, and you can move the feet. The head sculpt was made by Ji-Ho Lee and painted by Chi-Si Hong. It looks amazing. They got all the details right with the scar on her forehead. This is Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan right there. I love that they have given her a serious expression that fits the character. For the articulation, she can look up, look down, and look on each side. Now let's see some poses. Bo-Katan is my favorite Star Wars figure this year with Boba and his throne. If you are a fan of the Mandalorian or the Clone Wars, it's a must-have. A highly detailed figure with an amazing head sculpt. Thanks again for watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!